All right, now I can hear you. What's up, man?
Cupid, bro. I deleted my account.
You?
Yeah, I was tired of it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done dating, bro. Unless she knocks on my door, stands on my welcome mat, I'm not even looking. You know what I mean?
Why you say you done dating? Is it a hassle nowadays or what?
It's too much work. Like nowadays, it's just too much work. I already got school. I already got work. I already got peak season. There's no such thing as peak dating during peak season. I ain't doing that. Eh,
God damn it, man. Maybe you gotta try a new approach or something. Like, did you try being like a white knight or something? You know?
Well, I'm already white, but I'm not. Yo,
uh,
my man, yo, what do you mean by
so
being a white knight? Be like a savior, like
yeah.
save the girl.
I mean, you're not one of those criticizers that believe women can do no wrong, are you?
Listen, everybody can do wrong in this world. Women, men, anybody.
I mean, yeah, but they have to hold the femininity at like a higher point. It can't be always so excluded by masculinity all the time.
No, like too much masculinity could be a bad thing, and too much femininity can be a bad thing. You have to have a balance. That's why you have girls who are women who are like masculine, and that's why you have
In
some
certain
men who are
areas, like they know
feminine.
what they want.
Yeah, if they know what they want, that's the whole thing, man. I think people are just trying to figure out what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that don't mean you can allow yourself to fall victim to mistakes, because it's like this, like a person that realizes that their feelings are at stake. So if you have a person that has a high emotional intelligence, which means your emotions better than how the situation will play out, that doesn't mean that you can keep falling down the same road due to how your emotions tell you at the present moment.
Yeah, but you might fall down a different hole. You know what I'm saying? You can't have everything
Yeah.
figured out. If you have your emotions figured out, you don't have your life figured out, then what are you gonna do? You need to have your life figured out as well.
Because it's like, for a lot of people that go through like relationship trauma and problems and whatnot,
Hmm.
you'll get another person that's always has like the same energy. So when that person and they have that same energy makeup and it's always attracting like negativity, the best that they can do is just help you attract more negative drama in your life, more negative stipulations.
Yeah, if you like, let's say this, you're a heroin addict, right? Not you, but like you in general. You're a heroin addict.
Yeah,
You meet another heroin addict. What are you gonna attract into your life?
a person of similar the stigma,
Person who enjoys heroin. Like
right?
if you live by that, if you live by negativity, you're
Any kind of addict.
oh, it could be sex addict, could be sugar addict, could be anything.
Yeah, it's like they
Gambling.
said, too much of any medicine is a poison.
Yeah, except if you're a Christian. But anyway,
Oh god, here we go.
no, I'm just saying, bro. I don't know what the hell's going on with me right now. It's just I'm just being.
Don't make me get into that book, man.
I know the books, but if too much Jesus is too much Jesus, like does it dilute your mind and does it allow you not to think anymore? If
We
you
always have images of Jesus in our house, but it's funny that separatism is the main governing, detrimental factor in the household.
yeah, like you
Like
have to
you'll see it
separate
in the
yourself
when he had
sometimes.
like his last suppers, when he had his last suppers, how they all came together and they ate as one, like with unity. But people in modern household nowadays, they incorporate individuality into their own hands. So it's like you're held accountable for your own mistakes, and
Yeah,
you're responsible for your own, like, you get what I'm saying, like your adversities are your own.
yeah,
They're
you're
separate.
responsible, but at the same time, the idea of Jesus is that he forgives your sins no matter what, and he has unconditional love, and people need to understand that right there is unconditional, but that doesn't mean you can abuse it. You know what I mean? If something's unconditional, don't go abusing the unconditional love because right then that might become conditional. You
Ain't
know.
that right?
That's the problem.
A lot of people these days are more self-absorbed and like egocentric. So anything that pertains to feeding your desires is the only thing that's going to be important to you in life when you think about it.
Like sex, man. Like some of these people out there just love it, and they're just like that's all they think about. How do I get it? Who do I get it from? And it's just like you're losing a part.
Because it's a fixation. When you think about anything that becomes like a underlying desire or an addiction at that point, you're going to be compensating for a lack of something that you wish to acquire, that you wish that you had in your life. So it could be anything. It could be a lack of love, and that's the only way of feeling affectionate towards
Yeah,
women.
or like attention. I mean, if you have in order to connect with a woman, and this is some real shit I'm about to say, you have to connect with them at your deepest emotional state. Like what I'm talking about, your sadness, your vulnerability. You have to
Yeah,
be
right, right. I
vulnerable.
was just about to say that.
Oh, you were? Yeah, bro. Like we're
Right.
thinking on the same wavelength. You have to be vulnerable. You can't be 100% masculine all the time because you're hiding your emotions. And then they're going to be like, "What the hell are you doing? You're hiding something from me." You have to be vulnerable. You have to. It allows you to. All right. Here's something.
You have to get rid of the concept of what a man is. That's when you think about it. Because when we look at the concept of a man, you think masculinity. Once you deprive yourself of that whole visualization right there, it's like where do you go? Where do you go about in life to be, held accountable for a person? Like how do you identify with yourself?
To counteract the masculinity, you can't be 100% masculine all the time. Otherwise, you're going to not know what's going on. You don't have a connection. You need to be vulnerable. It's okay to
That's
be
only how you can
vulnerable.
act in accordance with, like how the universe will flow when you think about it. If you want like an equilibrium, equal terms in the household, like, reciprocation in the household, it has to be 50-50. It can't be like, overwhelming balance in the house.
No, it can't be a 70-30 imbalance because then that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You have too much of one thing. But that's when you see these guys in these relationships who are weak and they just get plowed over by a strong woman who has masculine traits. And these men are acting very feminine. Those men need to find their masculinity to counteract that, to counterbalance it, to make everything equal. You know what I mean?
A lot of times you can't. It's hard to identify with what you want in lifetime when all the concepts and everything is it's such publicized in front of your face. Like all the concepts of how to go about, of how to be a man is given to you.
Oh yeah, the being
Your whole
man.
sense of identity is given to you.
You sleep with a lot of women, you're definitely the man. You're the ideal. That's what movies project. You
Right.
know, if you're a player, like
All
you're
of our
a
ideas are
man.
given to us by all sorts of media.
Yeah, I mean, what about I don't know. The media is it's just a projection, man. And I think it's a projection of ourselves in some cases. Like we project onto the media, and the media projects back, and it's a circular pattern. It's a circular phenomenon. You know what I mean?
That's true as well. It's like I said, this whole life is like a big projection when you think about it.
I feel like it's a movie.
It's everything what you say is an impossibility. You won't know until you first imagine it first.
Your imagination is key, man, and that's what people say that your imagination and Jesus Christ are the same thing. Your ability to imagine and Jesus Christ's imagination are the same. That's what Jesus is supposed to represent in the Bible. Your imagination.
There should be no contrast between there should be no contrast between pedestalizing a good person, and it's like what Marcus Aurelius said. Don't think of too much of what a good person should be. Just be one. There should be no contrast and no splitting difference between good and bad.
No, there shouldn't be. I mean, you shouldn't sit there and pestilize somebody, and then at the same time say that you have to follow in his example. I mean, that's what the Catholic Church did. It's an impossible. Alan Watts calls it an impossible religion that was given to us. We have no ability to be in the Jesus's state of mind apparently, but we have to act and be like him. It doesn't make any sense. So there has to be
Listen,
a way to be in Jesus's consciousness.
he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe.
Exactly, and I think
Marcus
that's what
Aurelius.
I think that's what Jesus was preaching, man.
Right.
Even before that, I mean, That thousands of other people
Everything
do
is
the same
achievable.
thing. I know. It definitely is achievable.
But we've been so disconnected from the physicalities of what, reality should be when you think about it.
We're living in some sort of just this space where we thrive off of pleasure.
It could be comprised of thoughts. It could be living inside the head of something.
We
Or
could be thought,
consciousness itself could be a download of information that could be, it's like it allows us to perceive reality as, as individuals. So it gives us the, the tools to, gives us, the discernments to make us think that we're real.
yeah, I mean, the ego makes us think that we're real. The ego could be a computer program. You never
Because you
know.
hear like a lot of people would think that consciousness only emanates from the brain,
No, it emanates from everything.
right?
You know, you don't need
So
to.
they'll
If
think
you're
if they
brain
go
dead,
unconscious,
I
if the
believe
brain
you're
is,
still conscious,
yeah,
even though you're brain dead. That's almost like saying that the heart, the literal love for somebody emanates from your heart. It's just a symbol, but love emanates from everywhere. You know what I mean? It's in the conscious state. Love. It's not just from coming from one part of your body. You know what I mean?
that's a funny. It's funny that you say that because it's like the people get the depictions of love being, a chemical reaction.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a chemical reaction in there. There's dopamine, serotonin, but that's just a baseline thing. That's not the be all end all of love. Like all that passion.
It could be an abundances of things too, because it could be an escalated form of affinity when you think about it.
You could have an attraction to somebody because you're obsessed with them.
You could feel very compelled to somebody due to, spirituality, like, and how they say like the soul ties and whatnot.
Yeah, you could feel that.
But to bring it back to relationships, I don't know. Maybe a lot of relationships they fail because people can't get out of their minds. Like their expectations are always held captive by. They're not even their own thoughts. Their expectations are held captive
They're
by
thinking
people they view over themselves.
they think that
When
people
you,
are better than them, and they're going to follow what they believe, and then maybe they'll achieve that state of mind where they're better than themselves.
it's like you idolizing what a good life should be like, but you don't understand what it should be like if you haven't seen it in the first place.
I mean, Bruce Lee said the meaning of life is that it is to be lived.
Yeah, I mean
Just
that's
like
like
what you said
asking
about
what the
Marcus
purpose
Aurelius.
of humanity is. It's like you give life purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you're
There's
supposed
no
to live
really
it. Don't talk about it. Live it. That's the best form of poetry.
right.
That's what Hunter S. Thompson said. Instead of writing poetry, go live it.
That too, because the more experiences you have, it allows you to use a creative process of how to express yourself in life.
And that guy did his daily routine of drug intake was insane. That guy did so much drugs before, so many drugs a day, just cocaine, acid, everything a day, and then he would go write at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Guy was a genius.
Jesus Christ,
I
man.
know, it's crazy.
I mean, the best of ideas come to you off of when your dopamine has that rush.
I know. Those ideas come to you, but see, those are you know. I don't know if you think them, man. I think you just receive them or you become in touch with them. I don't even know if you actually think thoughts anymore. To be honest with you,
Or maybe certain days at the certain days at the I guess like the how should I say it? Like certain days the planets like like the energy shifts from the planets have a I guess like a bigger influence on that type of person maybe.
it could be. Now we're getting back to astrology, where your stars have
Yeah.
an influence on your over your being. I mean, it could be true with astrology.
I mean they make up your whole personality.
Yeah, they do everything with it. We have your sun sign, your moon sign, your Venus rising, your ascendant sign, all that other stuff, man. Like it just dictates about your personality, you know. But I mean, people look at it just one sign. It's like, oh, I'm a play. I'm a Vir. Oh no, I'm a Gemini. It means I can't get along with this sign. It's way more complex than that. It's not just your sun sign, though. It depends on what position the sun was in when you were born. It could be in a weak position, and your moon could be the stronger position, and that moon sign could be completely different. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. They just think it's one sign and then that's it.
Because I know if your moon is in the if it's in like a water element, that means you'll end up being a little bit more emotional.
Yeah, well, my moon is in a fire element. I'm an Aries moon, but I'm a Pisces water sign. I'm a Pisces sun.
Let's see.
That's an interesting combination. You know who has the same? He don't have the same zodiac sign as me.
Who?
James Bond, the current James Bond. I looked this shit up. Whatever his name is.
Yeah, I can tell you, buddy.
He's a Pisces sun, Aries moon combination. So I'm trying to go be
'Cause
like
I know my moon is in Pisces.
your moon.
Yeah.
Your moon's in Pisces.
Yes, sir.
There you go, brother. I
What does this
mean,
mean? Does this mean that I should, blow stuff up or not? Does that...
yeah. I mean, if you want to listen, the only thing I'm blowing up is somebody's Twitter. That's it. But listen,
I thought you said you was done with that.
no, I don't do that anymore, bro. I don't blow up things. I'm about to blow up this album. I'm about to drop. This album I'm about to drop. About to blow up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. You got to look up what Pisces moon means. I'm not sure what Pisces moon means. You know?
It could be these. It could just be held at emotional properties too, as well.
Yeah, it has to. It's going to have to do with your internal emotional state. You know? Like, what does
That's what
that mean?
most of the elements they really make up the whole personality.
They do, but I don't know if it's 100% though. I don't know if it's 100% the whole
I
person.
mean, they don't have to. You don't have to identify with them being as exactly accurate, but
It
as
has.
long as you get the gist of where your inner self comes from, you know.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know. You don't have to be 100% accurate with it. It's just something. It's interesting. It's just an interesting concept of having stars align with yourself to control yourself.
It's like the famous saying where they say humans beings are made from what stardust or whatever.
Yeah, we're made from the universe.
Let me see. What were we babbling about again?
What were we talking about?
What we talking about? We was talking about relationships, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
I mean, yeah, that don't matter, man. I'm just trying to talk about whatever. I just deleted OkCupid, bro. I'm done. The dating world's done. I'm done with that.
I mean, do you think modern women or modern men, their expectations and standards are too high, or
Yeah, because
they've been indoctrinated too
they've been
much?
indoctrinated to think that they have to date somebody above themselves in order to bring themselves up.
I mean, for women, isn't that called hypergamy? When they have to date they have to date a higher social class man and to be perceived as successful or whatever it
Yeah,
hopes achieved by it.
but that's not their doing. That's society's doing, I believe. You know what I mean? Society puts them on that you need to date a wealthy man and you will move up in the world. Look at Kobe Bryant's wife, bro. This
I mean,
girl,
but it's no way to escape that. It's no way to escape that mentality when you think about it. Because when you go to school, you have to be your whole idea of your whole ideology of being approved is coming from the teachers. Like if you do good work and the teachers approve of it, you're going to get a reward, and that's validation, right?
yeah, but it depends on what kind of work you're doing. I mean, look at the Hitler Youth. If you go into school one day hating Jews, you're going to get a star. You know what I mean? But it depends on what they're teaching you. You know what I mean? It's true. It depends on what they're teaching you. Then they'll give you a star in whatever category they're teaching you. If they teach you to hate and you hate, you're going to get a star. If they teach you to love and you love, you're going to get a star.
I think it depends on the foundation of the principles that goes on inside the house. Because if that
Oh,
everything
the
hinges
house.
on that kid getting his ass beat when he comes home, so that kid better make sure he's coming home with straight A's and certain traditions and cultures pertaining to
Listen,
certain groups,
there's different cultures expect more from their children.
right?
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, you can sort of say that. I believe that. However you want to take it, it's true, man. However you want to take it, like
You got
some
Asian
people they
parents.
beat their kids a little bit more though. Like
Yeah, you give an extra 3 whacks, you're gonna get a GPA boost. You know what I
Like I
mean?
bet if me and you were to do a trivia show, you'd be like, now which weapon is used to which one is the switch is more pertaining to which family group?
Oh, that's definitely not Asian. You know where I'm going with this.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, come on,
All right, what chops?
people.
What chopstick weapon pertains to this? Which group? Chopsticks pertain to which group?
Oh my god.
Oh my God! If you get beat with chopsticks, you're most likely.
It depends on the principles of the household. If the kids don't
Yeah,
have nothing to look forward to, it's like they're not going to feel the need to even want to try.
dude, they'll feel
to
the need
try
to
to to
try if they
try to
get
even
beat.
exceed expectations, because the whole thing about exceeding the expectations is this, that you feel the need that you have. If you feel like you're unworthy and you're not being valued, you're gonna feel like you need to be over, how you say it, like you need to overachieve in life, you know?
Yeah, you need to do something greater than where you need to be. You need to overextend your goals. You know what I mean? And that's where people get
Right.
lost. You get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? That's what Gucci Mane said.
Okay.
You get lost in the sauce, man, because the sauce you're not born with the
No
sauce.
more quoting rappers.
No, I'm just saying, but he has enlightening things sometimes. This motherfucker. It's true, man. You get lost in the sauce, man. You trying to you, you gotta understand. You gotta maintain this level of sauce in your life, bro. You can't have too much sauce. You know what I mean?
Man, this sauce could be anything you're speaking out.
But would you say the sauce could be anything? The sauce is your own life. Like it's your juice, man. It's your identity. That's the sauce. Who was that? Who's that rapper that came out with the song "Too Much Sauce"? He knows what he's talking about. I don't know who it is, but yeah, what I'm saying is that you should not try
Yeah,
to over.
reality can easily be distorted for you.
It can be distorted, but how do you know what's real and what's not?
That's the whole process of it. That's like asking what's right and what's wrong.
It's subjective. It depends. If you're in a non-real state, you're looking at reality, then that's reality to you. But your reality is the non-real state. So is that reality or is it the not? Is it the non-reality?
I mean, you can easily demoralize a human being and get their whole foundations to fall back into together again, because it's easy to program people when you think about it, right?
Oh, it definitely is. Especially if you want to program like a younger person to like. All right, since we're putting rappers, I'm gonna
Because like they said, like the ages 4 to 6 of a kid, they're in the theta state. They're in the theta state of the brainwave, so the subconscious governs that part of that life right there. So they're easily influenceable at that time.
you have to raise that kid right at that time, man. You can't do anything. Try to avoid the negativity. Keep it nice and positive. Keep it encouraging. Don't beat your kid during that stage. Wait till after.
If I raise that kid at that age and I show him how to kill cattle and whatnot, he's gonna grow up thinking that's okay, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, we kill cattle all the time and make beef.
But you never know. What if it could escalate? What if he wants to? What if he wants to take it to the next level? You know. What if he wants to try it out in a person?
I mean, and you're gonna be in the you're gonna be in the
That's true though.
courtroom.
I'm under the impression that these type of scenarios that we're speaking of, they actually go down. Like, come on now.
It probably does
I'm
go
very
down.
sure.
You think Charles Manson had a good childhood, bro? He probably was abused when he was a kid, man.
That's how all killers start out.
Yeah.
The oppressor always be end up. If you look at yourself like the victim, if you look at yourself like the victim, you're always going to carry the mentality of I have to get revenge. It's like always like that's a perpetual cycle in life. It always has to repeat itself.
Yeah, I think that like
Well, not always, but more than likely. Like, come on, it's
these
very
serial
probable that it's
killers
to
think
repeat
that
itself.
they're doing their victims a favor. I think, in a weird way, like their psychological base of how they think about killing people is ridiculous. But the whole thing of like having sex with with your victims after they're dead, that shit goes too far.
Isn't that's necromancy, isn't it?
Necrophilia, dude, that goes
Yeah,
too far. Like I'm
because
all right.
necromancy
Listen,
is the love of bringing someone back from the dead, or something like that.
yeah, what you're gonna fuck them back to life or something? Is that what the thing is?
I didn't heard it all, man. Like it's nothing that could literally,
I heard it
There's
all too,
nothing.
bro. If you're trying to bring somebody back to life by having sex with them, good luck. It ain't
We got to
happening.
get off that topic.
Yeah, like listen, that's true though. These serial killers are interesting people, but they're fucking crazy, man.
They can make for the most creative and abstract idea ways of thinking about how life is, is how life is discerning through their eyes.
They think they're doing their victims a favor. That's what like Ted Bundy thinks. Like he's doing them a favor by killing them and eating them.
Well, maybe the killers are prolonging the inevitable anyway. So I always
Yeah,
look at life like there's multiple scenarios for your destiny to be arrived for you. You know, like you can always you can die in abundance of manifestations by either your own or well basically they're caused by you. Because it's like what do you do to get yourself put up in these situations in the first place?
it's true.
That's how I look at it. It's
It's
like they said,
true.
because isn't karma the sum of your actions? So what are you doing to get yourself in that cycle of cause and effect right there?
Yeah, you're causing something to happen. You need apparently
Because life is versatile. Like you have to be able to adapt and you have to be able to change to it.
the secret is changing the effect before the cause. If there's a fire burning and it's causing smoke, the effect is smoke, so you have to put out the fire.
I was just reading something of that nature too. It was saying a person who's in debt, their karma is because they paid too much on credit, right?
Yeah, they put too much on credit. They want to just live their life where they can go back to it after and deal with it. But you should
There
deal
you
with it
go.
right now. You should deal with it right now. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Man,
Sometimes I have hope for humanity, and sometimes it just goes down the drain.
I think it'll be all right. We just got to lose like 2 billion people and everything's going to be cool.
I mean, resources will be fine.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll find some sort of way to get the water system back on track. Because I heard the water used to be free. Is that true?
I mean, you can get water from a pond.
Okay, never mind.
No, it's true, man. I mean, you can get water from the rain. You can collect rainwater. You just have to desalinize it, I think, or because it has chemicals in it. You know.
The resources won't be ran through.
Yo, but apparently they have an energy source that is better than oil, water, the sun, and it lasts forever. But they won't. The government won't let it out because it would kill the economy. That's what I've heard.
Oh, it's called zero point energy?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's true,
I mean,
man.
there are a lot of secrets like how they hide the little gray, big-headed little alien thingies. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of little secrets out there, like that midget I was telling you about. You know what I
you,
mean?
you you was telling me about a midget?
Yeah, let's tell you about a midget.
You was?
Yo, do you think that if a midget dressed up like an alien, you think it'd be you think you think it'd be more realistic? You have him like waddling around and shit. People would think it's a real alien. They probably would be freaking out.
People are fooled by anything. I mean, that's not saying much. People are fooled by anything.
Like you can be
If I get a pizza and I paint it green and I say that if I say that all cheese pizza could turn to this if it's left in the refrigerator for too long, people will believe it. They're
yeah,
stupid.
they would. They'd be like, I saw this on Google Earth.
They'd be like, yeah, this is a new moldy pizza. And if you leave it in your refrigerator under a certain temperature, this is what it turns to. Like people are stupid. They believe anything.
People will believe anything. I
Yeah, they'll believe the alien that you're talking about, or they'll probably think that it's Roger from American Dad.
Yeah,
That's what
yo,
it'll look like,
Rod.
a midget in an alien costume, right?
Yeah, he does, but he looks like he's pregnant.
Well, how would you be able to tell the difference? Because if you put on a costume and you're a midget, it'll look like you have like overlapping gut in the first place, right?
Yeah, that's true. So you got to get a skinny
Unless you
midget.
got like a yeah.
You gotta get a skinny one. I'm
The
telling you,
whole
man.
thing about the whole thing about the grays too. I heard that was a suit. When I read an article that said that like the gray big head and the black eyes, they're underneath it. They look like a tree, and their flesh is rotting underneath it.
Oh shit, that's
It was
crazy.
pretty interesting. I could send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, I can't believe that's interesting. It looks like a suit, man. It doesn't look like a real body. You know what I
That
mean?
then the whole theory about how humans came to be too, that we possibly came from a planet that was part of the asteroid belt called Maldek.
I heard that we came from the Nibiru.
That so it's so many theories. It's hard to correlate them all.
I know it is. I mean,
Like I'm not an astrophysicist, man, so I can't tell you what's going on out there. But yeah,
I can't tell you either, bro. I can just tell you what's going on in here. That's
yeah,
it. It's true though, man. I mean, in terms of relationships, there's definitely too high of a standard that people put on relationships. In terms of
their
finding,
ego is always so precious. Like they're so prideful for no. Well, it's not for no reason. It's just so prideful because what they've been taught. They've been taught that there are some parents that literally teaches their kids if a girl hits you, you were to hit them back. Like
oh
what
yeah,
type of dogma is that?
listen, here's what you do if a woman hits you. Don't get hit.
Yeah, that's the best advice you can take, man. Like
Yeah,
I
don't
don't
get hit.
understand why you would just stand there and someone's just blowing up in your face, and then when they're about to throw a punch, you're like, there's nothing I can do, you know.
I gotta stand still. Oh no,
I'll
that's
take a
your
black eye for the team.
man. I'm not getting a black eye for. I'm not letting a woman hit me. Here's what you do though. You don't escalate it to that point. You just walk away.
How about you find the common denominator
Yeah,
of
try to ease.
causation and see how you're and practice empathy into the relationship and see how you're hurting the other person. Like see how your feelings are always so important to you and see how it makes the other person feel because that's all relationships they govern off of is great communication and companionship.
It is true, man. I mean, you got to figure out what emotions that trigger her and what emotions that she does to trigger you.
Because the relationship is basically it's like getting to know yourself. You getting to know your tendencies and your likeliness, right? So when you get into a relationship and great communication in terms of chemistry is always in the air. You can easily program that person into liking the same things that you like. So
Oh, it's easy.
you can
Yeah.
get them out of their past past ideology of how they think originally.
See, my whole thing is that they can your relationship with somebody. You're looking into a mirror,
Right.
and you will see yourself from a whole different light. Because you're going to be, it's going to be an honest picture of you, of how you're projecting yourself to people. Because that's what your relationship's going to tell you. You know what I mean?
There's always lessons for you to learn in life. Even when you look at people that you don't like, it literally tells a story about you.
Like,
Like I look at life and I look at people like pieces of fragments of your memory. So when you're a person you feel you're very incomplete or incomplete, which one is it? Is incomplete, right?
I
It's
might be
incomplete.
incomplete. Yeah,
Right,
incomplete.
right, right. When you feel like you're very incomplete in life and you feel like you're missing things, you're going to seek it externally,
Oh, of course.
which means that what you project out is what you lacked, and usually it's going to be any form of negativity.
You're gonna fill that
You on
void.
a PlayStation, man?
What do you say?
Are you playing PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm just going on for a split second, just seeing something. I'm gonna turn it off.
Yeah, I'm playing PlayStation too, man.
What are you playing?
I'm on Black Ops.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, buddy. No, I'm good. I'm not doing that anymore. I just didn't. I just haven't been feeling good, like stomach wise. I don't know if it's what I've been eating. It's just not good.
Yeah, man, you gotta eat from Dr. Sebi's list.
Oh yeah, Dr. Stevens,
Alkaline food, man. You gotta stay away from them animal products.
like animal crackers. Ugh.
Stay away from the animal products, man.
Yeah,
If you're a meat eater, you're a cannibal.
man. I don't know what I am, but I don't know what the fuck I am at this point. I'm just doing.
Jesus.
I'm just eating me. That's it. Doing me.
Go ahead, man. Cut a leg off.
I've been trying to, man.
I seen a vine where they said if you cut your leg off, where will you feel the pain from?
Oh my God. You'll feel like that you can you can feel the pain in your foot.